Hello, dear students. This is Paramjeet Kaur, your psychology teacher. Today, we are going to start our chapter number 4, that is psychological disorders. So, as you all know, that we will start it with the abnormality, the concept of abnormality. What is abnormality? Abnormality is when we say that something is away from the normal, something is not normal, then we say abnormality. But here we are taking it in psychological disorder. What is disorder? To understand and study disorder, we must first define what disorder means. Atypical, disturbing, maladaptive, unjustifiable, and it varies culturally, temporally, and yes, the harm is really the key. Now, there are the common features of psychological disorders. There are which are called as 4Ds because there is no specific definition of disorder. So, psychological disorders are like deviant. Now, deviant means different, extreme, unusual, even bizarre. When we are having such behavior, such stuff inside us, then we can say that okay, some kind of psychological disorder is there. Now, the next D is distressing. Distressing is when something is very unpleasant, upsetting, you're not liking anything, or others are not liking anything about you. So, then again, we can say that these are the features of psychological disorder. Third D is dysfunctional. That dysfunctional is when interfering with person's ability. When something is interfering in our ability, then also we can say that is a psychological disorder. And again the fourth D is dangerous. When something is very dangerous to others or to the person, these are the common features which we call as 4Ds for psychological disorders. Now we have to understand what is psychological disorder. Now, psychological disorder is an ongoing dysfunctional pattern of thoughts, emotion, and behavior that causes insignificant kind of distress, and that is considered deviant in that person's culture or society. And it was given by Bucher, Meinecke, and Holle in 2007. Now, this psychological disorder, there are a lot of influences. For example, there is biological influence, which has been comprised of genetic makeup of the individual, brain structure, and neurotransmitter that you have already done in your 11th standard. Now there is another influence, that is psychological influence, responses to stress, pattern of negative thinking, then socio-cultural influence like cultural expectations, then stigma, prejudice, homelessness, and abuse. So there are the various approaches, that is distinguishing between the normal and abnormal. So the first approach is abnormal behavior as deviation from social norms. So you know that there are set norms of each and every society, है ना? Right? So what are the norms? Norms are stated or unstated rules for proper conduct, right? So when we have in any culture, we have some rules and regulations, and when someone breaks those norms, breaks those rules and regulation, then again we say that the person is abnormal, the thing is abnormal. For example, abnormality is when one violates behavior the most considered proper, right? For example, you can see in these pictures, they seem something abnormal, right? So now the next is when, for example, the liquid is not supported in our culture, so we say कि liquid लेना अच्छी बात नहीं है, but those who are taking liquor, they will be called as abnormal. For example, in our culture, if the short clothes are not allowed, so if someone is wearing that short clothes, then again we can say that that is a normal thing, and that is deviation from the social norm. Now the second approach is abnormal behavior as maladaptive. This second approach views abnormal behavior as maladaptive. Many psychologists believe that the best criteria for determining the normality of behavior is not whether society accepts it or because it fosters the well-being of the individual and eventually of the group to which she belongs. Now, well-being is not simply maintenance and survival, but also includes growth and fulfillment, the actualization of potential, which you must have studied in Maslow's need hierarchy theory. According to this criteria, conforming behavior can be seen as abnormal if it is maladaptive, if it is interfering with the optimal functioning and the growth. For example, a student in the class prefer to remain silent even though he is knowing the answer, but the question and the answer, they are in his mind only. And describing behavior as maladaptive implies the problem exists. It also suggests that vulnerability in the individual, inability to cope, or expect exceptional stress in the environment have led problems in life. Now this maladaptive behavior, for example, one of the example I'll give you, behavior that limit one's ability to function in expected roles, like I have given you example of that student in a classroom to adapt to one's environment. For example, odd behavior like lot of smiles without reason, talk to self without reason, talk rubbish, collect rubbish. So these are the examples of maladaptive behavior. Then behavior is maladaptive according to American Psychiatric Association. The extent to which it causes distress, dysfunction to the individual when there is intense fear that is affecting your life, right? For instance, by causing him, or you are unable to step out because of intense fear of spider or anything else, that will be considered as maladaptive. And when there is behavior which is maladaptive, we somewhere consider it as abnormality. Now there is again another concept is attached to this concept of abnormality or psychological disorder, that is stigma. People with psychological disorders are also stigmatized by the people around them, resulting in shame and embarrassment. The stigma attached to mental illness means the people are hesitant to consult doctor, psychologists because they are ashamed of their problems. A stigma refers to disgrace or defect that indicates that person belongs to culturally devalued social group. In some cases, the stigma of mental illness is accompanied by use of disrespectful and dishumanizing labels, including crazy, nuts, mental, retarded, etc. So, according to Schaeffer, stigma is of the mental disorder affects people while they are ill or they are healing, even they have healed. So, this is today's topic, and on the base of this topic I have made an activity for you people. What you have to do is you have to talk to 2 or 3 people on phone, because lockdown is going on, you cannot go and meet people. So talk to one of your friend or your parents friend or some neighborhood, and ask them if they have seen someone who is mentally ill and who has mental problems. Try to understand why they find behavior abnormal, why they find behavior abnormal, what are the signs, symptoms shown by person, what caused that behavior, and can this person be helped. Share the information with your classmates. We can do will be doing audio conferencing, and I'll be asking you what information you have collected. Thank you very much, and the next video I'll upload very soon.